too far. All right, have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Too far. Have a seat. Have a seat. Out. Everybody, how are you doing today? Having a program that's not at Erin's house, it's a way for us to bring the programs to certain locations where people wouldn't possibly be able to access Erin's house.
It's putting them in an environment that they probably wouldn't go to or have the ability to go to.
There are a lot of death around those community centers that they operate in. It's important that they have positive ways to be able to outlet some of their anger, frustration.
Having our program as flexible as possible helps to meet the needs of what the centers want and not just the way that we do things structurally at Erin's house.
Sometimes I don't know the right words to say. It helps out a lot that not only when they come to the Jennings Center, Erin's house is here also. It's been really great to have someone help my kids through the crisis.
Well, they lost their dad, and it's been a year, so it's still a grieving process and a healing process.
Basically, he teaches us like how to help our emotions and like our anxiety and all of our control, keep ourselves under control.
And how to overpower our grief.
Now, I was a young man myself dealing with some very tough choices, and I can tell you from personal experience that negative things that happen to you create negative responses. So by teaching these kids that negative response is not going to support what you want to do in life. So I often start my programs with, hey, what's your dreams? Which I hear kids say, all different types of professions. Hey, I want to be a film producer. I want to be a sports person. That's a huge one. And I help them realize like, hey, you will never get there if you don't use positive coping skills.
He's an example of you taking the pain and hurt that you have inside of you and going to make a difference and using that to help others. And if he can do it while he has a lot, then I can do it while I have a little.
By teaching our kids these different skill sets and different ways of handling certain situations, it plays better for the families at home. I've had parents come in and tell me that, hey, I've seen a change in my kid.
They've gotten closer. They watch out for each other more.
It takes them out of this neighborhood. It puts them in an environment that's warm, and it's just a nice place to go, period. Just to have fun if you want to.
Fun. That's really the underlining aspect of this program, is that it's all shaped around fun. It's all just to create this change in the way that we look at death and dying.
You get the parachute, like where you put the little balls in there, he was throwing them in there. And it was like how our emotion goes, it gets faster and faster. If you build up more and more emotions, and they'll all just break out and your emotions will just show.
They always have candy, so they always come out of there bouncing.
Who didn't get candy? Me! I see like these really organic opportunities to connect with the kids. And that's really what I look for in this program, is to be there when they need me. This is the one time, maybe during the week, where you get to acknowledge that person who has died. You get to say their name. You get to remember them in a positive way. And that's important because often when we think about people who we died, do we think about it in a good way or a bad way?
Bad way.
A bad way, because that's human nature.
My little one that died is my grandpa. And remind me of him is the color teal. Because it was the color of his eyes, and I like the color teal in his teal.
Wow, so your grandfather had greenish teal eyes?
And his hair was silver.
Why does football remind you of your dad?
Because me, my big brother, and my friend Mario, we was all in the yard playing football together. And my dad was throwing us the ball.
My who died was my auntie, and our favorite thing to do was do hair and watch movies together.
Wow.
My loved one was Mr. Lizelle. We would always used to play around and stuff, and Mr. Lizelle was just a fun person.
He was. I miss Mr. Linzell too. Everybody in here miss Mr. Linzell, right? Raise your hand, okay?
One of our staff people, life was taken. And so it was a hard place because we had staff and children grieving at the same time. Erin House came in, and it wasn't they came in and for one day. But for a period of time, they were here every day with us and our kids.
When you have a safe space to be able to articulate how you feel about somebody that may have died or been killed, that breaks the cycle. So I think that Erin's House is cycle breaking.
My goal as the outreach director is to connect as many people as possible with Erin's House for Grieving Children. To let those people know that when you are dealing with anything that's grief related, we are always there to support you whenever you are ready to walk through that door.
Every youth center should have identity program. I think it's imperative that we educate our youth on how to deal with their feelings.
It's okay to not be okay. And he teaches us about how to deal with those emotions so like we don't take them out on the wrong people.
The staff from Erin's House, when they come with a heart. They come caring. They come being that support that young people need.
What I learned from Mr. Erin is to always tell somebody if you're having a hard time.